My girlfriend posted, "He forgot our anniversary again," on Facebook. I hadn't. I'd planned a surprise weekend getaway. I commented, "Check your email from this morning." Then I canceled the trip, got a full refund, and spent the weekend at a resort with my sister instead. When she finally checked her email and saw what she'd ruined. Original post. I, 28 male, have been with my girlfriend for 3 years. Our anniversary is April 12th, the day we officially became exclusive after dating for about 2 months. It's not a wedding anniversary or anything major, but it matters to us. Or at least, it mattered to me. Last year, I'll admit I dropped the ball. Work was insane, I was dealing with a family health crisis with my mom, and the date genuinely slipped my mind until 2 days after. I apologized profusely, made it up to her with a nice dinner and gifts, and promised it wouldn't happen again. She accepted my apology, but made it clear she was hurt. Fair enough. I understood. I told her next year would be different, and I meant it. This year, I started planning in February. I found a resort about 3 hours from where we live, beautiful place, spa services, amazing restaurant, the whole package. I booked a 2-night stay for the weekend of our anniversary. The 12th fell on a Friday this year, so it worked perfectly. Total cost, $1,847 for the room. Plus, I'd already reserved a couple's massage, $340, and a special anniversary dinner at their fine dining restaurant, $200 deposit for a private table. I also bought her a piece of jewelry she'd been eyeing for months, a delicate gold necklace with a small sapphire pendant from a local artisan jeweler, $425. Grand total, roughly $2,800, which is a significant chunk of change for me. I'm not rich. I work as an HVAC technician, and while I do okay, this was me really going all out. The plan was simple. I'd send her an email the morning of our anniversary with the itinerary, the booking confirmation, the spa appointment, directions to the resort, everything. Then I'd tell her to pack a bag because we were leaving after she got off work. I scheduled the email to send at 8 a.m. on April 12th. Set a calendar reminder for myself. Triple-checked everything. April 12th arrived. I woke up excited. Checked my sent folder at 8:15. Email had gone through. Perfect. I went to work with a stupid grin on my face, counting down the hours until I could pick her up and see her reaction. At 11:30 a.m., my phone started buzzing. Texts from friends, comments on social media, a DM from my cousin asking, "Dude, what happened?" I checked Facebook. My girlfriend had posted a status at 11:22 a.m. 3 years together, and he forgot our anniversary again. Faced with rolling eyes, starting to think I'm the only one who cares about this relationship. She tagged me in it. I stared at my phone for a solid minute, trying to process what I was seeing. She hadn't checked her email. She hadn't even looked. She just assumed I forgot and decided to publicly humiliate me on social media. Within 20 minutes, her post had 43 likes and about 30 comments. Most were sympathetic toward her. "Men are trash. You deserve better, babe. Dump him." A few of my friends had commented defending me, saying, "Wait, are you sure?" and "Maybe give him a chance to explain." She responded to one of those with, "He's had a year to make this right. I'm done making excuses for him." Something in me just broke, not in a dramatic way, more like a switch flipping. I realized in that moment exactly how she saw me, as someone to perform disappointment for, someone to use for social media sympathy, someone whose efforts didn't even warrant a glance at her inbox before publicly dragging him. I commented on her post. Just 3 words. "Check your email from this morning." Then I put my phone away and went back to work. When I checked again an hour later, my comment had been deleted. She'd also updated the post. Some people only make an effort when they're called out. Too little too late. She still hadn't checked her email. I don't know what I expected. An apology? Oh my God. "I'm so sorry. I should have looked." Some acknowledgement that she'd jumped to conclusions and humiliated me publicly for no reason. Instead, I got doubled down on. I made a decision. I called the resort. Explained the situation. Anniversary trip. Plans changed. Needed to cancel. The front desk woman was incredibly understanding. Because I booked with their flexible cancellation policy, something I always do, I got a full refund on the room. The spa appointment was refundable with 24-hour notice, so that went back too. The restaurant deposit was non-refundable, but they offered to convert it to a gift card for future use. Total recovered. About $2,150. Not bad. Then I call my sister. Hey, random question. What are you doing this weekend? Nothing, why? Want to go to a fancy resort? My treat. Yes. What's the occasion? I'll explain when I pick you up. Pack a bag. My sister is 25, single, works a stressful job as a paralegal, and hasn't had a vacation in 2 years. She deserved a weekend away more than anyone I knew. I rebooked the same room, same dates, just changed the name on the reservation to include my sister instead of my girlfriend. The spa let me switch the couple's massage to 2 individual massages. The restaurant was happy to update the reservation. By 2 p.m., I had a new plan for my anniversary weekend, one that didn't involve someone who'd rather humiliate me than check her email. My girlfriend texted me at 3:30 p.m. We need to talk. Call me. I replied, I'll be busy this weekend. We could talk Monday. Busy doing what? Check your email. She finally did. I know because at 4:15 p.m., I got a call. I didn't answer. Then a text. Wait, you planned all this? Why didn't you tell me? I did tell you. In an email. At 8 a.m. The one you didn't check before posting on Facebook. I didn't see it. That's not my fault. You also didn't ask me. You just assumed and posted publicly. Can we please talk about this? Monday. I picked up my sister at 5 p.m. We drove to the resort. She cried a little when I told her what happened, then called my girlfriend a few choice words that I won't repeat here. We had an incredible weekend. Spa treatments, fancy dinners, long walks around the property, catching up on everything we'd been too busy to talk about. I hadn't realized how much I'd missed just hanging out with my sister without the stress of everyday life. On Saturday morning, I posted a photo of us at breakfast with a caption. Anniversary weekend didn't go as planned, but sometimes the best trips are the unexpected ones. Love you, sis. I tagged my sister. I didn't tag my girlfriend. I didn't mention her at all. That post got 89 likes, including from several people who'd commented on her original post. By Sunday night, when we got home, my girlfriend had texted me 23 times and called 8 times. I hadn't responded to any of them. Monday is tomorrow. I guess we're talking then. I'll update when I know more. Update 1, 4 days later. Monday's conversation happened, and then some. I went to her apartment after work, as planned. She opened the door looking like she'd been crying, which I expected. What I didn't expect was the immediate pivot to offense. I can't believe you went on our trip with your sister. Good evening to you too. I'm serious. That was supposed to be for us. For our anniversary. It was. Until you decided to publicly humiliate me. Instead of checking your email. I didn't know about the email. You also didn't know I'd forgotten. But you posted like you did. She didn't have a response for that. Just stood there, arms crossed. Why didn't you just text me? She finally asked. Why an email? Because I wanted it to be a surprise. I sent you an itinerary with all the details. You were supposed to open it and be excited. I don't check my email that often. You know that. I don't know that actually. You check it for work stuff all the time. But even if I did know, your response to thinking I forgot was to blast me on Facebook? Not call me? Not text me? Just straight to public shaming. I was upset. You were performing. There's a difference. She flinched at that because she knew it was true. We argued for another hour. She kept trying to frame it as a miscommunication and me overreacting. I kept pointing out that the issue wasn't the missed email. It was the immediate public humiliation without even asking me first. You wanted sympathy from the internet more than you wanted to talk to me, I said. That's what I can't get past. So what, we're done? Over a Facebook post. We're done because you showed me exactly what you think of me. I'm the bad guy in your narrative. The forgetful boyfriend who doesn't care. That's the version of me you wanted to present to the world without even checking if it was true. That's not fair. Neither was your post. She asked if I'd give her another chance. If we could work through this. If maybe we could still take a trip together, redo the anniversary. I said I needed time to think about it. That was 4 days ago. In those 4 days, several things have happened. First, her original post is still up. She hasn't deleted it. When I asked her about it, she said, everyone's already seen it. What's the point? As if the point wasn't acknowledging that she was wrong. Second, her friends have been reaching out to me. not to apologize on her behalf, to tell me I'm being dramatic and punishing her for a simple mistake. One of them actually said, "She cried for 2 days straight. Are you happy now?" I didn't respond to that. Third, my post about the trip with my sister has caused its own drama. My girlfriend is furious that I made her look bad by showing that I still had a nice weekend without her. Her words, "You humiliated me by posting that." The irony is completely lost on her. Fourth, and this is the big one, I found out from a mutual friend that my girlfriend has been telling people a very different version of events. According to her story, I deliberately sent the email at a time I knew she wouldn't check, set her up to look bad, and then abandoned her on our anniversary to prove a point. She's framing herself as the victim of some elaborate scheme I concocted. When I heard this, I just laughed. Not because it's funny, but because it's so absurd. I sent the email at 8 a.m. on a weekday, a completely normal time. I didn't set her up to do anything. She chose to post on Facebook without checking with me first. And I didn't abandon her. I made other plans after she publicly announced that our relationship didn't matter to her. But here's the thing about narratives. Once someone commits to one, they'll twist everything to fit it. In her version, she's the wrong party, the victim of a cruel boyfriend who wanted to embarrass her. The fact that she created the entire situation herself doesn't factor in. I've decided I'm done. Not just done with the argument. Done with the relationship. 3 years is a long time, and walking away isn't easy. But I keep coming back to that moment when she deleted my comment. When she saw that I'd said, "Check your email," and instead of being curious, instead of wondering if maybe she'd made a mistake, she deleted it and doubled down. That's who she is. Someone who would rather erase evidence than admit she was wrong. I can't build a future with that person. I'm going over to her place tomorrow to end it officially. I'll update after. Update 2, 6 days later. The breakup happened, and then things got worse before they got better. I went to her apartment Tuesday evening. Told her I'd made my decision. We were done. She didn't take it well. "You're really ending 3 years over this." I'm ending 3 years over what this revealed about you. About us. So I made one mistake, and you're just going to throw everything away? It wasn't one mistake. It was a choice. Multiple choices. You chose to assume the worst about me. You chose to post publicly instead of asking me privately. You chose to delete my comment instead of acknowledging you might be wrong. You chose to leave the post up even after you knew the truth. And you've chosen to tell people I set you up instead of admitting what really happened. I never said you set me up. Then why is that what 3 different people have told me? She went quiet. "I don't know what you want me to say," she finally said. "I don't want you to say anything. I want you to understand why we're done. But honestly, I don't think you're capable of that." I collected the few things I had at her place, some clothes, a phone charger, a book I'd been meaning to finish. She watched me pack in silence. When I got to the door, she said, "You're going to regret this." Maybe, but I doubt it. I left. That should have been the end of it. 2 people who dated for 3 years, breaking up because of a fundamental incompatibility. Sad but normal. Clean even. Except she didn't let me clean. The next day, her original Facebook post got an update. She edited it to add, "Update. He ended things. 3 years together, and he threw it all away over a miscommunication." Funny how some people can't handle being called out for their behavior. The comments flooded in again. More sympathy for her. More "you've dodged a bullet," and "he sounds toxic," and his loss. I didn't respond. I'd already said my piece. But then her friends started texting me again, this time with more aggression. "She's devastated. I hope you're proud of yourself. Real men don't run away from problems. You were always too cold for her anyway." I blocked them. All of them. Then her mom called me. Her mom and I had always gotten along. She'd invited me to family dinners, asked about my work, treated me like part of the family. So when her name popped up on my phone, I hesitated. I answered. "I heard what happened," she said, "and I want to talk to you directly." "Okay." I saw the original post, and I saw your comment, and I want you to know, I told her to delete the whole thing and apologize. She didn't listen. I didn't know what to say. My daughter has always had a problem with performing. For attention. For sympathy. I've talked to her about it for years. I thought she was getting better, but she sighed. "I'm sorry you got hurt in this. You didn't deserve that. Thank you for saying that. For what it's worth, I don't think you did anything wrong. I think you responded to a bad situation the best way you could. And I think she's going to regret losing you, even if she doesn't realize it yet. We talked for a few more minutes. She wished me well. I wished her the same. It was a strange conversation. Bittersweet. Her mom understood what her daughter refused to see. After that call, I made a decision about the Facebook situation. I wasn't going to post anything defensive. I wasn't going to air our dirty laundry anymore. It had already been aired. But I also wasn't going to let her narrative be the only one. I messaged the mutual friends who'd reached out asking what happened. The ones who genuinely wanted to know both sides, and I told them the truth. Not dramatically, just factually. I sent the email I'd written for her, showing the timestamp of 8 a.m. I showed my booking confirmation. I explained what actually happened. Most of them were shocked. A few apologized for believing her version. One said, "Dude, I had no idea. She made it sound like you literally forgot, and then got mad at her for being upset. That's because that's the story she's committed to," I said. Word spread, not because I asked anyone to spread it, but because people talk. Her version had holes, and now those holes were visible. Within a few days, some of the people who'd commented sympathetically on her post started quietly distancing themselves. A few even reached out to me to apologize for their earlier comments. She noticed. Final update, 8 days later. This will be my last update because, honestly, the story is basically over now. After the truth started getting out to mutual friends, my ex did something I didn't expect. She deleted the original Facebook post. No explanation, no acknowledgement, just quietly removed it, as if it had never existed. I only found out because one of her mutual friends texted me. "Did you see she finally took it down?" I hadn't checked. I'd unfollowed her and muted everything related to her. But I looked, and sure enough, the post that started everything was gone. Part of me wanted to feel vindicated. Like, finally, she admitted she was wrong. But deleting something isn't the same as acknowledging it. She didn't post an apology. She didn't reach out to me to say sorry. She just erased the evidence. That's been her pattern this whole time. Delete. Reframe. Move on without accountability. I'm done expecting anything different. Her sister, the one I actually liked, reached out to me a few days ago. We'd always gotten along. She's more grounded than my ex, works in healthcare, doesn't do the whole social media drama thing. "I wanted to check on you," she said, "and to tell you I'm sorry for how everything went down. You don't need to apologize. You didn't do anything. I know, but she's my sister. I feel responsible somehow." You're not. She's a grown adult who made her own choices. For what it's worth, I think you handled it better than most people would have. I probably would have made a scene. I thought about it, but it wouldn't have changed anything. Probably not. She paused. She's already rewriting it, you know? The story. In her version, you were emotionally unavailable, and the Facebook post was just the final straw. That doesn't surprise me. It should bother you more than it does. Maybe, but I can't control what she tells people. I can only control what I know is true. She wished me well. I wished her the same. We agreed to maybe get coffee sometime, as friends, no weirdness. So here's where things stand. I'm single. After 3 years of being with someone, I'm back to just being me. It's weird. Some days I reach for my phone to text her something funny, and then I remember. I still have a necklace. The sapphire one I was going to give her. I thought about returning it, but the jeweler's policy only allowed store credit, and I don't need anything else from there. So it's sitting in a drawer. Maybe someday I'll give it to someone who deserves it. The resort emailed me a survey about my stay. I gave them 5 stars and wrote that my sister and I had an amazing time. They responded thanking me and offering 15% off a future booking. My sister and I have talked more in the past 2 weeks than we had in the previous 6 months. She keeps saying she wants to make the resort trip a tradition. I'm not opposed. I've been thinking a lot about what this whole experience taught me. The obvious lesson is don't date someone who values social media sympathy over actual communication. But I think it goes deeper than that. The moment she posted that status, she was telling me, and everyone else, what kind of partner she wanted to be. Someone who performs disappointment. Someone who seeks external validation before internal conversation. Someone who would rather be right than be fair. I ignored those tendencies for 3 years because they were mostly directed at other people. Her coworkers, her friends, random strangers who annoyed her. I told myself it was just venting, just her way of processing. But eventually, the pattern turned toward me. And when it did, it hit hard. Some people asked in the comments if I regret not just talking to her that morning. If I should have texted, called, made sure she saw the email before she could post anything. Maybe. But also, why should I have to? Why should I have to preemptively manage her reaction to prevent her from publicly humiliating me? That's not partnership. That's damage control. I wanted a relationship where my partner assumed the best about me, not the worst. Where he forgot wouldn't be the first conclusion, and Facebook wouldn't be the first outlet. I didn't have that. Now I'm looking for it. Thanks for following along, everyone. Your comments and support meant a lot during a really weird couple of weeks. Special thanks to everyone who said, "Take your sister. She sounds cool." You were right. She is. Going to log off for a while and just exist. Eat some good food, watch some bad TV, figure out what comes next. Whatever it is,